Hi, it's Bianca, and I'm a born and bred New Yorker, and I know my city is cool, it's hip,
it's trendy or whatever.
But please, oh my god, don't make New York the new LA. Listen, I don't own New York as much as I would like to believe I do, but I don't know, I have this problem with the fact that influencers and YouTubers galore are coming here and pretending that this place made them. And hey, I am all for personal journeys, but stop! Coming here to fulfill your lifelong dreams and hopes and passions and playing it off as if it was the place and not you. I'm kidding, slightly. I don't know, I just have this thing where there is no New Yorker that's big on YouTube. There is barely anybody from the East Coast that is big, that is as trendy as Emma Chamberlain, that is as recommended in the YouTube atmosphere as, I don't know, the next guy. But it's just strange to me that there's literally not a soul from New York, like actual New York City, that has made it big on this platform. And if somebody from New York made it big on this platform, they probably aren't from New York. I want somebody on this damn platform that actually is from here, knows the nitty-gritty, knows that they took the subway to school when they were in 7th grade. Somebody who rode the bus and like hopped out the back because that was like the thing to do when it was the last day of school and you're a rebel and you're, oh my god, like, I want somebody relatable. It sounds so weird and it almost kind of is coming off as like narcissistic or something, but like people from here, we don't have anybody to watch and we don't have anybody to relate to. We don't understand LA. We don't really catch a break. And maybe that's why none of us are as big on the platform as people in LA. Maybe people in LA have more time to focus on their hopes and dreams, but here you would think in the big dreamer city, the city that never sleeps, you would really think otherwise. And we just, it's so strange to me. I guess the point of all of this is that there are so many LA-based vloggers or LA-based influencers coming to New York City, claiming it their home, moving here, getting an apartment that none of us could afford. Great, good for you. I'm not jealous by any means. I'm just angry at the fact that I'm from here and cannot afford to live in my own city. The city is Manhattan, and then we got the other boroughs, and Brooklyn's becoming the new Manhattan. Nobody knows why. Everyone hated Brooklyn 20 years ago, but that's besides the point. So this video is kind of getting confusing, but I guess my main point is that the East Coast, and especially New York City, doesn't get love from anybody unless they're from a different place and they come here. And it's quite concerning because I've been seeing more and more of influencers and more YouTubers moving again to New York City, getting the apartment of our dreams, and then passing it off as my New York experience, my gap year, my New York this. And I'm like, there's plenty of us here in New York City that actually show what it's like to be a New Yorker and what it's like to do X, Y, and Z, but for some reason they get to skip the step. I don't know, I'm gonna keep saying that it's weird so many times because there's nothing else to describe this feeling that I feel, but it's weird. I just keep seeing so many YouTubers moving to New York and they're not from New York, and that's fine, like move here, contribute to our economy, whatever. But maybe I'm not mad at them, maybe I'm mad at the audience that follows them that now thinks that they're so New York and they're so cool. It's like, they're not so New York, they're from Kansas. And like, I don't know, it sounds so weird. Like, I feel like anybody watching this that's literally not from here is probably like,
ew, this girl's so annoying, like, can she shut the fuck up?
And yeah, I agree. It's such an annoying, kind of cringy topic, and it's only discussed within the walls of New Yorkers, I feel. And it's kind of just time to own up to the fact that, like, if you move here, great, that's amazing, but like, get all the attention as a New Yorker when they're not. They don't get the struggle. They don't understand that the streets made you. They don't understand that you would do things on your own at such a young age because you had to, because your parents were at work to afford the house that you live in. Like, they didn't understand that you either live with a single mother or a single father, because everyone's split up, because there's not enough time to talk about your problems, because you're always on the run and you're always on the go. And I really find that living here is not happy, and most of the people here are not happy. But if we go somewhere else, we'll defend New York like it's our sibling. We hate it, and most people that come here love it. That's just not the case. It's just like not realistic. It's not real life. I'm struggling sort of on this platform to understand what is real life to people and what is just this facade. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm saying, and I thought that I had this plan for this video, but it's just such a kind of confusing topic. I guess I'm just upset that there's no East Coast YouTuber, and if there is, there's not enough. And it's not just them, it's not just anything, it's just like everything seems to be in LA. We all watch these people and they all live in the same place. It's like, why are we watching this small community of people that we literally cannot really remotely even relate to? Yet there's other YouTubers that are huge, that are from like middle America and like different places in Florida and whatever, but like an actual New Yorker that grew up like how I did. It just makes me upset for some reason. I get it that this comes off so annoying, but like, if I don't see a YouTuber blow up within the next year, whether or not it's me.
I'm kidding, that's fucking annoying.
But if they didn't literally be birthed on the subway screaming dead ass as their first word, I don't want it.
It's so annoying, like it's so cringy.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of watching the same people all the time do the same things and say the same shit, and like Tana Mojo coming to New York and being like, I'm moving there, dizzy. And I'm like,
What the fuck are you saying? Like,
you're not gonna move here, because the only time you come here is when you're doing a meeting with MTV and you don't leave Times Square. You've never been anywhere but Times Square. You go to Tao, you go to One Oak, and you go back to Times Square to your hotel. It's like, we don't do that. If we went to One Oak, we went when we were 16 and 17 on a Sunday night, on Tuesday night. If we went to Tao, it was because a promoter slid into our DMs when we were freshmen in college and they offered to pay for dinner, because again, we can't afford it. It's not relatable New York content. It's not Emma Chamberlain walking to get coffee at 3 a.m. in New York City when she doesn't know where she's going, which is probably not smart. I need a break. I'm getting annoyed. I guess it's just more stressful for me to see people just moving here so freely and being able to afford a $2,000 apartment by themselves in the city, when us New Yorkers can't live in the city. We work in the city because that's where all the jobs are, but we live in Queens, Brooklyn, Staten, the Bronx. We live on the outskirts of town, right?
town.
We live on the outskirts of the city, and we travel like 3 hours a day to get back and forth to work and to school. We can't live there, but everyone else can. I don't know, not even to touch on like gentrification or anything. It's just like, that's not what this video is about. It's more about just like influencers coming here, claiming their territory, claiming their own little shop that I used to go to all the time. And now I walk in and there's influencers in like fur coats sitting there togging up the whole bench with their laptop, their feet up, they're this and they're that. There's just nothing to say about it. It's just confusing. It's like, you know, you come here because if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere, but us that live here have barely made it here. For a long time, I wondered what it would be like to live somewhere else, to just have a car and to live in my car and to drive to the grocery store in this calm atmosphere. You go to the grocery store, there's no lines. It's not a crazy trip to go get dinner. I go and I get vegetables and then I go home and then I cook dinner and then I have the rest of the night to do whatever I want to do because I have the time to do it. And here you just don't. Time goes quicker here. Time is different here. It's like, I don't know, it's such a different feeling, and I just want people of the internet to understand that your favorite influencer that is allegedly from New York isn't, and that's okay. Just stop hyping them up and pretending New York made them, and New York is so good for them, and New York is so this. It's annoying. This video is gonna get weird comments, I know it. Moral of the story is please, 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 please don't make New York the new LA. Please. I would hate to see a clout house or something, or what, pop up in New York somewhere. It just sucks when people would rather watch someone who lived in LA move to New York and vlog about it than someone who was born and raised here vlog about it. And that's my rant. Cue a cute montage of me in my own fucking city.